Thornbridge Manor. The Carlyle family's home for countless generations. The Revenant Alexa Carlyle and her 3 adult children, younger brother Zachary, grandson and daughter-in-law, are all gathered to conduct Carlyle's sham funeral. Curiously, Carlyle summoned a famous London PI soon after arriving this morning, but his purpose at Thornbridge is yet unclear. Now, the target knows that you're coming, and her guard detail is top-notch. So Mr. Gray will secure their nearby field HQ and intercept all calls going in and out of the estate. Any appeal for backup is going to fall on very deaf ears. Good luck, gentlemen.
This is a private area, sir.
Phineas Whitmer, private investigator. I have an appointment with Madame Carlyle.
Please wait. Mr. Whitmer is here to see Madame Carlyle. You can go right in.
That is Phineas Whitmer, the famous private investigator hired by Madame Carlyle this morning. I'm curious why he's here. Maybe you should do some detecting yourself, 47.
Oh my God! We have no visual on Tango. No visual. Tango has vanished. JHQ, I have nothing to report from my current location. ETA at extract 7 Mike. Control, out.
Mr. Whitmer, thank God you're here. Can I take you to Madame Carlyle?
Please do.
If you'd follow me.
Greetings, sir. You can't come this way, sir. Sorry for the inconvenience.
Sickly shit testing and talking about mine.
American. What on earth are you doing this shit? I bet you're a great dancer.
I don't like dancing.
What about restaurants?
The foundation will always be your reputation. The only issue with one or the other.
I don't know.
Both to
Talk later, okay?
You know, I just have to
Very well, Pepper.
Yo, that's what's up. Relax, I said to get your money.
You know, I told Patrick off. I'm not interested in someone who bosses you around like that.
Calm the fuck down. You think I'm worth? No, I'm good. I'm a Carlyle, a maid of mine. Just lean back and enjoy the interest. Meanwhile, go and have some drinks on me. No, what? I'm gonna have
Oh, stop pacing, for God's sake, Emma.
But why don't we get any kind of explanation? It's bloody rude, that's what it is. Making us come here to play funeral and then show up like nothing's the least bit strange.
Oh, don't get your knickers all twisted.
I'm telling you, she's not fit to be in charge anymore.
Listen, Gregory, something's off. Pruitt got word his motion was rejected. We all signed the bloody thing 4 days ago.
Oh, dear God, not this again.
So I got hold of the officer. He says it was finalized, but then how can it be withdrawn?
Just wait a few days. I'm sure it'll sort itself out. Can't you just relax for a minute?
And that's the solicitor upstairs. Why do you think he's here?
I think solicitors
And
are one
the
of
stage
favourite
is
kind of
set.
Can't remember ever
Hidden
having
desires,
without
buried
one tucked away in a
truths,
room somewhere.
conflict
Due
and
diligence
intrigue.
always trumped the family.
This
I think he's here to cut us from her will.
Very ridiculous. Imagine the scandal if the firstborn son didn't pick up the torch. That would never happen.
Oh, my favourites.
I haven't had the pleasure of it.
It's rammed up when I tried to get an explanation. Not even an apology. I mean, believing our mother dead is not exactly how I'd like to spend a week, and then she shows up like that. I nearly shat myself. I mean, she really topped her usual icy self this time.
Well, I don't know why you're so upset.
Do you realise how much I've had to deal with because of her sudden death?
Huh, of course you don't. Never done an honest day's work in your life.
Obviously, it's all a major cock-up. The first I've ever seen from our perfect mother. Finally, something amusing happened in this god-awful war.
You always led by example rather than by words and meaningless gestures. Like hugs.
What a marriage. Splendid dynamics between the two. Loaded with conflict, unsaid fears and desires. I could just stare all day.
Bad news, I'm afraid. We don't have any
Yes.
excuses. Ethel looks
That
everywhere.
explains a lot.
Got no power, no work.
Carlisle will be furious. She expects the family photo to be done any moment now.
I need this shoot to happen, okay? And I need it to be perfect.
Independent.
What are you doing? You gotta leave right now. Please.
Perhaps you're also perceptive. Tell me the first odd thing that comes to mind. when
I
you
need
think
this
of the
shoot
last
to happen,
24
okay?
hours.
And I need it to be
What do you
perfect.
think?
First thing, nothing. Can't we just take a fuse from another
Well, I'm
fuse
sure I
box?
left 20 quid in my locker.
I
When
guess
I came
we
in
could
this
do that.
morning, it was
Good.
only a fiver.
I'll finish setting up,
set to the
and then
top.
we'll grab the fuse just before you call down the family.
Good. Yeah, that's a good plan.
Why are you all up in my face, mister? Please, behave. Muddy prints from high heels. Expensive. Size 6.
If you're dressed like a Detective 47, you might as well act the detective. I suggest you go talk to the butler.
Mr. Whitmer, are you ready to inspect the crime scene now?
I am.
Very well. If you'll follow me, sir.
How tall are you? You could be a model, you know.
Right.
I'm
I
serious.
feel obliged to point
I have a
out
friend who's
that current
She
affairs
says
surrounding
that's the
Madame Carlyle
sweet
are of a
life.
delicate nature.
You should come and stay at my
You
place.
may be
in
familiar with the
London.
recent
Come on.
announcement of her
Give some
death.
tips.
I'm quite...
You'll probably learn that a staged funeral is scheduled to take place tomorrow. Madame's children were not informed until this morning that their mother was in fact not dead at all. So please bear with them if they seem affected by the rather unusual situation. I trust I do not need to remind you that there will be consequences
Easy does it.
if word gets out that Madame Carlyle is still alive.
I'll consider her
How are you?
dead when I leave.
The dead body of Zachary Carlyle, Alexa's little brother. I wonder what happened to him, 47. A locked room murder mystery, 47. I trust you'll get to the bottom of this.
A hidden door.
It's a secret passage. This could explain how the door was locked from the inside. A photocopy of the floor plans. Somebody's been researching the secret ins and outs of Thornbridge Manor. I believe you've done a thorough search of the crime scene, 47. Maybe it's time to see the butler. I'm curious about the information he's prepared for you.
Mr. Fernsby, I'm done with the crime scene.
Did you establish a time of death?
Zachary died around 10 o'clock last night.
Well, that means the staff were off duty. And Madame Carlyle and her security didn't arrive until this morning. That leaves Madame's family and myself as the only persons here when he died. And before you ask, no, I do not have an alibi. I was alone in my office at the time of death. Here is the material that I prepared for you. It's a list of the possible suspects and their quarters. Hopefully that will help you keep track of your findings. Please come and see me when you've solved the case, and I will take you to Madame Carlyle. Make sure you focus on your work. I don't need one more maid crying. So what?
Don't worry about me.
Patrick Carlisle, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Twice?
Shit, it's that sneaky butler, isn't it? He ratted me out.
I've been through work.
Elaine, give us some privacy, would you? Don't tell Mother, okay? She's really tense these days, and the last thing I need is more hassle. I took that pretty blonde, Rosie, for an evening stroll. I mean, how the fuck am I expected to cope for an entire weekend in this shithole? I'm bored out of my mind. If that's all, I think I'll get back to my slow death by boredom.
What did you think of Zachary?
Creepy as hell. No ambition. Imagine deciding to live in a museum.
You know, Father says Zachary and Alexa used to be two. He had a great...
Gregory Carlisle, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Oh, you're wondering about my alibi, Mr. Detective. Well, I left Thornbridge around 8:30 for a pint with Edward. I wish I hadn't. Quiz night at the inn. On the other hand, staying here with Zachary, my obnoxious sister, and the wife sporting another one of her headaches would have been a fate worse than death. The short of it, Zachary was very much alive when we left. I stayed for the last shout, and I was back here just before midnight. Anything else you want to pry from my intricate intellect?
Tell me about Zachary.
Zach? Huh. Such a sad old sod. A bit heavy on the bottle, but who could blame him? Only company he had was his rare plants and Mother, who travels more than she stays here. Honestly, I can't say which is the bigger bore. He's better off dead. Is that all? Not very thorough.
Anything else you'd like to tell me?
Nothing, really. I'm just enjoying the show. Our perfect mother obviously fucked up, didn't she? Faking her own death. You know, she's explained nothing to us. I think she's scared to own up to her own mistake.
That's a little too close.
Professor Edward Carlisle, can you tell me your whereabouts for last night?
Oh, yes, this dreadful business with Zachary. I stay at the local inn. You see, I prefer not to spend the night here at Thornbridge Manor. My brother Gregory came along for a nightcap. He'll never admit it, but I think he understands that I find this whole thing upsetting and wanted to provide some comfort. I believe we went to the Stag's Head around 8:30. Anything else I can do to help?
Can you tell me about Zachary's behavior last night?
I certainly didn't expect him to commit suicide. Sure, he was upset by Mother's supposed death. We were. But he seemed more engaged than usual. You should ask Rebecca. They had a long talk. Did you know that he hadn't left Thornbridge Manor in nearly 50 years? His plants, Mother, and the staff are all the company he had. If that's all, I have a speech to write.
Did you notice anything else out of the ordinary?
You mean apart from the fact that we came here to bury our mother and she shows up alive and kicking? Zachary found dead in his bed this morning? Or perhaps that the planned funeral is still taking place and I have to do the eulogy? And Mother will surely have a strong opinion on it afterwards. I can't breathe. Excuse me. Yes, hi, Cassie. It's me again. Edward.
I shouldn't gossip, but that Emma woman is a tad too busy for my taste.
Tell me.
She scolded Mary for not making the bed the way she prefers it. It's so unfair. She'd just discovered Zachary's dead body and was all shook up. I tried to tell her, and do you know what she said? She said,
What?
things will change.
Rosie, tell me what you did last night.
I'm in trouble, aren't I?
Patrick, it's just as bad.
I
Look at Rose.
spent the evening with Patrick. We met after dinner and I went home at 1 in the morning. He said he needed someone real to talk to. When he looks at you, it makes you feel like the center of the universe. Like a real princess.
But now he just... ignores her.
Well, he's under a lot of pressure.
He's an idiot. That's what he is.
But he was such a gentleman. He gave me his coat and all.
Rosie, you need to forget about Patrick. No good's gonna come of it. Stick to your own kind.
You mean like Chris? He treated me like shit. All he wanted to do was play his stupid video games, never any romance. I deserve romance.
Did you notice anything out of the ordinary? Any strangers outside the house?
No, we saw no one outside. Except Patrick's mother, Emma. We were sitting on the bench behind the greenhouse talking when she came out. We had to hide.
Hi there.
Emma Carlisle, can you tell me where you were yesterday? Evening.
Surely I'm not a suspect.
I need to account for everyone.
Well, I spent the evening with my family, but I got an awful migraine and had to take to bed. Everyone can attest to that. I believe I went up when the boys sat down for a drink around 8 o'clock. Anything else you want to know?
How did you feel about Zachary?
I might as well be honest. His presence was always awkward. But how do you have a meaningful conversation with a man who only cares about plants? In my opinion, Alexa bears some responsibility for how this ended. She supported his self-limiting behavior by letting him live here. Is that all?
Have you noticed anything else out of the ordinary?
Nothing special comes to mind. Except, perhaps, I did get a feeling that Zachary was depressed, not just sad. I suppose he realized that he had no one with Alexa gone. Even Alexa must feel the pangs of guilt over that one, letting him believe she was dead. Then again, guilt isn't her strong suit.
Welcome to Miami, 47. The innovation race is on its last day, and it is down to the wire. Thousands of eager fans are gathered for the final laps of this unexpectedly close race. Sierra Knox is expertly piloting her red Kronstadt car. Her father, Robert Knox, roams the nearby expo building where Kronstadt is showcasing its new prototype car.
This is a real
Russian engine.
financial
Jeez.
problem. Okay, and this is an inheritance that was left above.
Good to see you.
How much time remaining? Don't worry, folks. Anything can still happen.
Take it easy, that hit them in the head! You're nuts!
Hey! Whoa! What the hell?
Dispatch. Got a body on the ground. Hold on. Man, this one won't be getting up anytime soon. Dead, yeah. Let's go for murder. What's that, Commander?
You okay? If you can hear me, take us down. Oh no. I'm sorry for that, Jim, but I just don't know how to deal with something like this. Please, someone help me? Hey, you got a gun, right? We got trouble.
Hey, man, did you have anything to do with this? You are serious? Listen to me now. I'm hit! Ha!
What the? Whoa! Christ! Somebody help me!
Jesus!
I had to knock out a guy and steal his flamingo outfit. Now I can't. Yeah, I know he's dumb. I think I lost him in the scuffle, but the real match is still over there.
Hey, can you do me a favour? Go check if my keys are over there. The guy's crazy and I don't dare go over there, but you look pretty tough. Please.
my mascot outfit.
Man, we got...
Don't forget, the secret of endurance racing is to keep that car going until the end. Possible, no matter how burned out or beat up it may be.
Good to see that security is on high alert.
Whoa, what a shot.
Why me? Guess it's just one of those days.
What a great atmosphere.
Oh yeah,
The audience
okay,
has come to
it's
see
stopped
something
now.
special,
It's
and
over,
the drivers
folks.
are not gonna let them down.
All right.
This could
Okay.
go down to the wire.
Octane booster, huh? What is that stuff, anyway?
I think some of the teams are using it to increase car speed. I've heard a few Kronstadt mechanics talking about it the other day. Something about Knox not wanting to use it. Oh!
I understood from the briefing earlier that we're just supposed to grab it if something happens to it. No poking around the engine or anything like that.
Knox is a genuine technical genius. He's really protective about his project. Prefers to fix everything himself. Don't worry about grabbing him. If anything goes awry, you'll see him down here as fast as lightning.
Gotcha.
Jeez.
Surface. I mean, you start on the concrete, and then you hit the pavement, and the change in grip it's just amazing.
See that red car, 47? That's the Kronstadt race car with Sierra Knox behind the wheel.
Moses Lee is tearing up the track. Don't forget that this race is all about getting some miles under the hood. It's as much about the car's stamina and technology as it is about the driver's talent. So that's Bruno Diaz. Came in third last year on this track. He'd want to do better this time around, and I wouldn't be too surprised to see him on the podium at the end of the day.
Oh, crap.
Don't you dare mess up this goddamn day more than it already is.
Okay, yeah, I understand.
Have everyone poking around.
That is Robert Knox, genius inventor, black markets weapons dealer, and Providence defector. Robert Knox down, now for the heir to the Kronstadt Empire.
Around here somewhere. Got it.
For newcomers to endurance racing, let me remind you that this is different from Grand Prix in that it's all about winning, efficiency, and reliability. That's the name of the game. This is where you see the car technology of tomorrow. Look at these beautiful cars. These cars are the... Oh no,
Man,
got a crash.
You read me.
Just
I got a psycho on premises.
This
Gunshot
is
fired.
such a fast track, and you've gotta be easy on the throttle. But let's
come in,
let's see
command.
what happened here, because that's definitely a bad situation. Let me just repeat some ground rules.
Both targets down. Well done, 47. Head for an exit, and we'll speak again soon.
No sign of the target. Anyone have visual on the target? Nope. Nothing yet. Nice and quiet.
So, I'm hearing rumours on the corporate grapevine. Apparently, Knox wants to do a large-scale field test of Palace in a few months.
That sounds like one of those...
Okay.
Move to better position! Force him out of cover! He's right over there! I see him! What?
Whoa!
Right. Ground. Possible casualty.
Someone else, please!
I'm coming for you!
Oh, God! Help! Please help me!
Don't let him get away!
Changing clip!
Suspect is hiding in the garden!
Shit, he's...
Are you still here? Still clinging on to your self-image? Agent 47, the apex predator. Always hiding behind the headlines. Was perfection its own justification? Or a willful distraction? A wall built contract by contract to shield you from the uncomfortable truth. You're exactly the tool they bred you to be. Quite a piece of work you are. How could you possibly function on your own? You never even had a name. Until I gave you one.
That's him. Burnwood never ceases to surprise me. You really are a most singular individual. And to think, she wanted me to put you down. Lucky for you, I never...